Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining in. This side, Rahul Magan here, working as a Chief Executive Officer of Treasury Consulting LLP, which is a limited liability partnership firm incorporated in India. And today we're going to speak about this video is in continuation of the earlier topic, which is in the mirror trading. As you understand that Deutsche Bank scandal is in the news nowadays, and there are a lot of talks which are happening on the Deutsche Bank scandal, and a lot of people talking about this, how the mirror trading is happening, exactly how people are doing this, what are the various permutation and combinations they are using it and all. So today we are going to let you know about it, how mirror trading, how exactly is mirror trading is happening, and how traders are using the same. As you very well understand that in the earlier videos we talked about that the Russian traders sitting in Moscow used a Deutsche Bank for mirror trading. So what exactly they did? They went through the equity desk of the Deutsche. They bought equities. Converted their Russian rubles into the equities, and they use an offshore treasury center which is London, where they reconverted this into dollar, euro, yen and respective currency. So very easy. And at the same time, we should also appreciate the fact that using this mirror trading, you can have two accounts. So this is not a one-side mirror trading. This is a two-side mirror trading. You are having two accounts, and using these two accounts, so once you converted your Russian ruble into dollars, into equities, and then from then you reconverted these equities into dollars, euro, GBP and others. So how exactly this happened, that is the purpose of the video. And just to let you know that in foreign exchange market, this is also known as buy-sell swap. This is not very different than buy-sell swap. But buy-sell swap, and sometimes like in my earlier companies, we were using a word. It's going to be the one paisa swap. So how exactly this is the buy-sell swap? Just before explaining this, let me elaborate to you how it is. Buy-sell swap is very simple. You first going to buy the equities and then you're going to sell the equities. That is why this is known as buy-sell swap. Now sometimes mirror trading can be happen using sell buy swap also. So first you sell and then you buy, but generally in equities it is not sell buy, it is in currencies how it would happen using sell buy. Now as we also very well understand that mirror trading can happen in any asset class. It could happen in equities, currencies, interest rate structures. It could happen in any asset class. So today what we are going to do, we are going to elaborate to you that how it happens on equity using an Excel file. So what did, suppose you are having a person which is Mr. A. Okay, Mr. A is having 640 million Russian rubles in his account. And suppose this is Deutsche. Suppose this is Deutsche. So what he did, first he will buy the equities. Suppose he is buying the equities of say Microsoft, and that equity cost him say $10 million, say 1 million. Suppose the cost per equity is $100. Suppose the cost per equity is $100, assuming. Okay, now this is in dollar terms. Cost per equity is in dollar terms. Let us make it little, in the right tone. Okay, now suppose the dollar to Russian ruble is 64. Okay, so what you did, you will convert this, how many, if it is 100, then how many dollars? Very simple, this divided by this. So you are having roughly $10 million. So how many equities you can buy? You can buy 100,000 equities of Microsoft. Now that equities you buy in Moscow. That equities you buy in Moscow. Now what you did, suppose you paid a commission, and that commission, assuming you paid the commission of 0.02%, then 0.02% is the commission, then you should add this here. You should say that into 1 plus 0.02%. Then your total equity buy is 990.80. Okay, that much amount of equity you bought. Now these equities would transfer to London. Now what you do, once these equities will transfer to London, you will rebuy these equities using London desk. What you do, now these are the equities. Suppose at the time Microsoft trading at 105. Now you will sell these equities into 105. This much amount of money you will get. Okay, so and the net profit would be equals to this minus this. Let us assume that 0.02% is the commission. So we do one thing, we will this time deduct, because 0.02% is the commission of the Deutsche Bank both sides, 0.02%. So we will do enter. Now this much is the this much is the equity, and okay, let us do one thing, we should deduct this 0.02% here, although it will come same. Yeah, yes, you can deduct it here as well. So this much amount you sold, this much amount you bought. Now the difference is this much amount you sold minus this into this. This $4,97,000 is your gain. This is in dollars. So you do control 1. So this is in dollars. Now the point here is that 4,97,800 is your dollar. This is how the one paisa swap would work. In our foreign exchange market, we refer this as a 1 paisa swap. But there is a problem in this. Mirror trade is not exactly a copy of the 1 paisa swap, because the reason here is that in 1 paisa swap, corporates are using 1 paisa swap to basically to swap the liability of the one company into second company, and to swap the asset of one company into second company. But in case of mirror trading, this exactly should not be termed as a basically a 1 paisa swap, because the reason here is the person who is sitting in the Russia, who is having this rubles, RUB, this is in rubles, this rubles he would first convert into dollars. Using these rubles, he will buy so many equities, and then he will sell so many equities in London. This person is not bothered about the profit of 4,97,000 or roughly $500,000. This person is bothered about the conversion of Russian ruble into dollars, because he very well understands the fact that sitting today in Russia, he cannot convert these rubles directly into dollar, and he can sell this to London. This is how the one paisa swap would happen in the mirror trading, and this is two-way mirror trading. Now what do you mean by two-way mirror trading? Two-way mirror trading means when you do these transactions both ways. So you have both the accounts. Now you are having account here, Suppose I refer this as account A, and suppose account, let me elaborate in detail, account A with Deutsche Bank, and this is also account B with Deutsche Bank. So you have an account A with the Deutsche Bank, you have an account B with the Deutsche Bank, you have both account here, you have bank remains the same, you have a one counterparty, but one difference which you should understand, that this is Mr. A, but the transaction which here it is happening, this is not Mr. A, this is Mr. B. Although the person is same, identity is same, but he would act like a Mr. B. Plus we need to understand this account with the Deutsche Bank is in offshore, is with the company having presence in offshore tax locations. So let me elaborate this again and then we'll wind up this video. You have 640 million Russian rubles, and which you wanted to convert into some equities. So assuming the commission is 0.2%, so you will convert this into so many equities, so many dollars. This is dollars, this which you can see. Suppose the Microsoft at that time trading at $100 per share, so this much amount of Microsoft share you can buy in Moscow, which you will, the same account, same equities you will, because here you bought, in London you would sell the same. Now assuming that by that time the London, the Microsoft results went very high, went very good, and this turned out to be 105. So the total value of these equities would be this, vis-a-vis it was this, vis-a-vis this. So this is the total gain. The gain is how much? Selling value minus the buying value. But again repeat, the particular person is not concerned about that. He is not bothered about that, because the reason here is, he is saying that I am bothered about because I was having a Russian ruble which I converted into dollars. That dollars are used by this Microsoft, and that way I now have a dollar, GBP, yen, euro and all such in my offshore tax location. Now what do you mean by offshore tax location? That I don't think we should tell you, because lot of scandal, lot has been discussed about the Panama Papers. We ourselves posted a video on Panama, and we know that Panama is something, there are a lot of Panama, because Panama Papers got leaked, henceforth people talking about Panama, but there are many who are doing like that. There are many tax centers like British Virgin Islands, Caribbean Islands, and there are many of that. The list is endless. So choice is yours, right? And there are a lot of such things which are happening. So this was the purpose of the video, to tell you that how this would happen. I hope you like this video. This side Rahul here. Our contact details are very simple. Treasury Consulting LLP @gmail.com, Rahul Magan 8 @gmail.com. We wish you all the best, and mirror trading is not always wrong. Just before winding up the video, would like to tell you that during initial times, especially in Russia, yes, this has been rightly said that mirror trading was originated in Russia, but the original purpose of the mirror trading was that you imported $100 of goods from any country. On the other hand, you wanted to pay only for $10 to that person legally. You will pay him $100 because the fact of that, the taxation system in your country is very high. So what you do, you are going to use the mirror trading. This was the initial purpose of the mirror trading. But over the period of the time, as you understand that the mind of the human being is going in a different direction. Henceforth, now we shift from that trade-based mirror trading to basically anti-money laundering based mirror trading. So with this, we thank you very much for your time, and more such videos are on the way. This is Rahul Magan here from Treasury Consulting. Have a great day.